Good evening, friends. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you're ready for more Monster Train. We're continuing off with the Dimensional Challenges where we left off yesterday. We did a fair chunk of them. Still got a chunk to go. So, that's the plan for today. How you doing, Banhammer? How you doing, Joe? Good to see you. That said, which challenge are we starting with? I feel like we may as well just finish all the ones on this wing because I've already started doing that before we tackle the left side. I think all the left ones are Monster Train 1 clans, but I don't actually know because it's the only one I can see. How you doing, Fury? I'm always ready for more Monster Train. Well, glad to hear it because I love playing this game and I love showing it off. Okay, that said, we have some annoying sounding challenges left. This one's probably not too bad. It just means that I basically always have to be drafting after battles. Because my deck is going to be thinning out dramatically. The permadeath is not too big an issue. Although I don't know exactly how permadeath functions with reanimate. I know that with like void armament, you're not protected with reanimate, but that's because that's explicitly an extinguish trigger. I think as long as the unit doesn't actually go to the consume pile, that it doesn't count as dying. My biggest problem is that I spend too much time watching it, but not enough time playing it. Also doesn't help that I don't play games during my work week because I lose track of time. Totally understandable. Oh, but yeah, I'm glad you enjoy watching. Because I love showing it off. I would show it off more if I could justify more time streaming, but I need to spend my time doing other things. So, you know. Anyways, I think we're doing this, and I do think we're fine with reanimate. Because if we can't use reanimate, that does make this much weirder. Also, I didn't realize that these light up when you click on them. That's a very weird interaction, because... Why? Why does it do that? Anyways, whatever. But, yeah, we'll see what we get. Yeah, so, unfortunately, it does mean that graft units are useless for us. So we can't utilize the Twist Assistant, or more specifically, we can utilize them each once, but so be it. And there is potentially value in trying to keep the stewards alive so that I don't so that I have more things to purge after each battle. Because, like, that's fine. It's not that big a deal if I end up purging them. It's just that my deck is never going to increase in size, basically. Unless I'm specifically seeking out, like, the dupe spots. Because I can at most draft 2 cards after each battle, and I will be losing at least 2 cards each battle. Just means cleaner deck, easy assistant purges. Yeah. I find Stardust Treat awkward, though it's vaguely useful with our Dune, since it will give him more conduit. Or more power from the conduit, since he's Mage Blade innately. It's a lot better if you are playing units not all in deployment phase, but I'm probably going to be playing most or all of my units in deployment phase. We're going to take Kingdom's Tears. It doesn't do anything yet, but if we do get like Phase Blessing or Tidal Turning, it is dramatically better with those. And those are pretty valuable for us given the permadeath. Okay, so we could do Incant Armor again, which is not terrible given that we also have Lunar Priestess, which is a 1 capacity unit, and so we could be building a world where we have a bunch of 1 capacity units on the floor. I think we still probably want Mystic Hammer though. Yeah, let's try it. See how it goes. Okay. So, how do I want to do this? Do I actually want to play with the Lunar Priestess? I think yes. And I think we want to do something like this. And just have Ardoon try to murder things real good. Okay, that's good enough. And then I guess I'm fine with doing a red infusion. Okay, yeah, I'm willing to do this. Because the more conduit I can build now, the stronger he's going to be overall. And having the Lunar Priestess means that I do have guaranteed phase control. Also, we're just going to sacrifice him. Like, I'm fine with him dying overall. And this also means that we have just an easier time of clearing everything here, since Ardoon is a monstrosity. And we're greedily going to kill some of our dudes. Hello, Glacier, how you doing? Okay. Oops. I mean, like, we super easily have this already. Tired. Understandable. I mean, I don't need to be playing out any of these, but we're doing it just for my own enjoyment. And we turn into Full Moon, and we just beat through with 127 attack power, which is pretty solid. There we go. Pretty clean. Okay, so Celestial Storm is pretty appealing, and is probably what we're taking. And by that I mean, we're just gonna do it. It's alive, I do like. Again, graft units are basically useless for us, and the Overworked Assistant is fine, but not really applicable to our needs. And then we gotta remove two things, which I think is going to be Spear Steward and probably a secret ingredient. Like, the secret ingredients are good. They're a pretty solid starter card, but I do need to be planning out how I'm positioning myself. And right now, I'm pretty happy to be leaning towards just like conduit gain and phase control to make Celestial Storm very strong. So we're gonna do that. I could also get rid of the stewards, but the stewards are not hard for me to play out currently, and they're easy, like, emergency removal material. I know it's called secret ingredient, but I still call it mix. I half the time call it mix because that is the relevant info on the card. But I try to call it secret ingredient, even if I just most of the time don't even think about it and call it by the wrong name. So, there is value in going for the Merchant of Magic. I still kind of want to go for Merchant of Steel, though. And just, like, try to pump up my Lunar Priestess. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing, even though, I don't know. That's what we're doing. Okay, do I want Selene Acolyte? I think the answer is probably yes. I wasn't going to, but I think we will. Well, the problem is that it doesn't work well with our Dune. Because this wants Full Moon and he wants not Full Moon. But that might still be okay. Could also just go with the Nightingale. I should have looked at the shop first. Don't know why I didn't. No, I did look at the shop. But I could do Nightingale. I don't love it, though. There's just not a lot of ways to empower it in Clan. But, like, I was already planning to go to the Merchant of Arms next, so we could see, like, what am I trying to say? We could see the Mageblade equipment, or we could see Luna Cycle Staff, which would also be okay. And, like, I do have It's Alive for attack buffing. That's just not a lot. Have I done any of the Monster Train 1 clan challenges yet? No, I have not. I wasn't sure if the entire left side is all Monster Train 1 clans. I know that the first one is, but I just didn't do that one yet. So we'll get there. But I figured I would just wipe out all the right side ones first, because I've already started in all the branches. Anyways, I guess we're going to do Nightingale. I'm worried about its low health. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. And it's only 50 to reroll. I mean, that would have been real nice. I kind of wish that I had done that instead, but... I guess that's what we're doing. I don't know. I'm not, like, wild about that, but so be it. I'm just trying to protect myself from spikes, mainly, since there was a very good chance that we were up against Legion, the spike boss right here. And I figured that was best avoided. Since his multi-strike means that he would die very quickly. Also forgot that it's haste dudes, but that's fine. We'll make do. And I can't use Celestial Storm. But that's okay. Alright, well. I probably should have done the lifesteal, but that's okay. We're not going to change the phase, because this way he kills, and that guy survives, but has 1 HP. Who cares? Yeah, I don't have the energy to play and still shoot the Twisted Assistant, sadly. So, we're going to leave it. I mean, it's not that big a deal if he doesn't die. You know, I'll still play him out. Okay. Yeah, so he's gonna get purged. That's okay. But it does start putting me on a time limit where I need to get my defense sorted. Yeah, Phase Blessing is exactly what we wanted. Horrify is not bad. Forevermore Serum is also good. We're gonna take the Horrify, I guess. So, like, I am using the secret ingredients to good effect, but I'm still going to just go down the path of sacking those, because I have to be sacking things. Also, I need to remember to stop skipping things, because I need to be filling up my deck. Or at least kind of. Well, Hall of Mirrors is cute. Is it cute enough, though? It's kind of problematic. But it is potentially good, especially if I pivot into Hierophant. Yeah, I mean, we'll do that. Unfortunately, that's, like, all I can afford here. But, so be it. I was really hoping for the... For what? What was I trying to say? I was hoping for the sack your HP for stats on all your units event. That's mostly what I was hoping for. So, I don't really want to do this, though it would work okay. Since I do start with lifesteal, I could sort of make... Well, the problem is he starts with stealth. So he'll burn through the lifesteal before he actually is taking hits. Anyways, we're doing this. I think. It's just that I don't know that I really want to deal with the Scourge here. Because, like, if I'm already committing to doing Hall of Mirrors shenanigans, like, I need a fair bit of Deployment Ember to make use of that. But, maybe fine. I guess it's worth it. We'll figure it out. I still don't have any good way to be buffing my Nightingale, but so be it. I kind of want to get Eclipse Chamber, but here we are. So, we're doing this now. That doesn't mean I'm not playing out the Lunar Priestess or the Shield Steward, which is, you know, something. And then we'll use one of the Ardunes to swap to Night Phase. Because, why not? Then we may as well Daze. It doesn't really matter, we're healing back to full anyways with our lifesteal. Okay, we're playing her out. I do want the Phase Blessing, and I also want to play out the Twisted Assistant, but this is more important to me. Okay, so, we're going to give you more lifesteal, because why not? Yeah, we take a little bit of damage from Archeon, that's fine, who cares? Yeah, whatever. That's good enough. We'll do the damage shield, though I much prefer the lifesteal at this point. Also, I forgot to do this. That's fine. They're all dying anyways. Okay. I mean, I can still do this because we can still turn it to New Moon. And then we just kind of easily murder. Alright, well, he's super dead. It's a shame that our Nightingale is pretty worthless. Like, it's helping with the wave clear a little bit, but not a ton. Because 2 10 damage attacks are not a lot. Duality is pretty cute. Heavenfall is pretty solid. Yeah, we'll take Heavenfall, I guess. I mean, I do like Shade Guard, but I'm not taking it here. And then... I might take Capacity, though I've only got 4 Deployment Ember. One of them goes to the Curse, one of them goes to the Hall of Mirror, or 2 of them go to the Hall of Mirrors, and so then 1 would go to something else. I think we just need to take Ember first, which also helps with doing other things. And then maybe I take Capacity next, because then I could maybe do some things with the Hall of Mirrors. That would be cute. Anyways, we're taking Ember. Regardless, that's what's happening. I probably don't need the Bloody Moons, but we'll keep them for now. And we're definitely going here for the Merchant Magic. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty okay with going for Hierophant here. I mean, like, Mystic Hammer is good. But I think we're gonna dip into this probably only for one rank. I mean, Combustion Suit is not the worst, but it's not incredibly useful to me. It's kind of okay, because we can put it on, like, a Nightingale, and then, you know, attacking twice every turn is unstable 10 to every enemy every time. Well, every round, essentially. Plus, it buffs his attack. Like, it's not a bad pickup. I'm gonna take it. Also, like, worst case, taking more things from these drafts is more things that I can purge if I need to. So the Intrinsic is nice, but I think we want to save in case we see, like, holdover. Yeah, we're just gonna do this. There are other things I'd love to do too, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so that goes... I'm pretty okay with the Steward getting purged, but let's figure this out. So I think what we're doing is we go like this, and you chill there, and you go there. Okay. And we'll let him get purged too, because we're a madman. Okay, so. Easy. This one's an easy one. I've had trouble with 3 challenges and the rest were 1 try. Mostly, they've been pretty reasonable so far. And this one didn't seem too bad, because, like, as long as you're careful about things, the, permadeath is not a big deal. How's the jank these days? Going alright, Squeak. How you doing? Start with Stap and everyone descends. I made 2 attempts at. That one was the hardest one for me so far. Like, we still beat it on the first try, but that one's definitely the most likely to have ruined me. Yeah, Hierophant makes this challenge a non-issue. I mean, we didn't have Hierophants until just now, but yeah, it was a good pivot for us. And should make the rest of this challenge pretty doable. The second attempt was half-hearted. Fair enough. Oops, wrong order. There we go. Because we need that to be on the right moon phase. Yeah, I mean, we'll just beat him to death right here. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to actually play any of this out. Ta-da! Can't wait for you to try Cheat and Repeat or the Pyre 3-hit challenge. Yeah, I don't know what Cheat and Repeat is, but I have seen a number of people complaining about it over the past while. So there's various appealing things here. I think we're taking Eclipse Chamber, though. At this base, Al will beat every dimensional challenge, and the Infinity Stones will be no help against him. So these are all good cards. We're going to take Eclipse Chamber, though. And we're going to take one of these just for purging, I think. And we'll get rid of that. They give you Tethys and everything is damage shield 1. Gotcha. That does sound annoying. I think we still want to go here so we can, like, minus cost some things. There is some value in going here. But, like, I don't need deployable on this because I'm not going to have the energy for it. Is that true? Because it's 2 for this, 1 for the Scourge, so that's 3. I'm currently at 6. So 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I could still do this. That is actually pretty good. But I get another Merchant of Arms here, and I don't get another Merchant of Magic for further out than that. Okay. We're going to skip that, even though I could take these things just to purge. I mean, I'll take it. I don't know that I'm actually going to make use of it. And by don't know that I'm going to make use of it, I mean I won't. So I don't really know why I took it, but we'll just purge it. That's fine. Yeah, this is unnecessary, but we're going to do it anyways. Oh, I could have done this on the Horrify, which would have been maybe a better play. It doesn't really matter. None of this matters. We are in pretty good shape overall. Okay. Oh, wrong order. I think that might have been the first time I restarted in this trial, but so be it. Okay. There's that. There's that. Turns out Hall of Mirrors is a really good card, especially when your champion has a floor-wide affecting ability. Doesn't matter if we play that out or not. Oh no, they're applying a little bit of corruption to me. Yeah, so we're killing everything this way. We'll just do it like that. I just don't want to sap my guys, so it's fine. It's not that big a deal if I sap my guys, I don't think, but I just didn't want to fuck with it in case it did. I did that in kind of the wrong way, but it doesn't matter once I just shoot them all. You know, I totally space out this entire time that enemies have lifesteal as well. It doesn't matter. It doesn't stop me from doing anything. Anyways, now I don't need to worry about Moon Phase at all. Unfortunately, Ardoon doesn't get the plus attack bonus because he's not a silent unit, even though he's clearly a silent unit. But it buffs up the Nightingale, which is nice. Alright, we're not hitting for, like, obscene amounts of damage with the Heaven Fall, but we're doing good work. Ta-da! And then he's pretty dead. But he actually dies to the unstable, just by happenstance. He's not silent, just stoic. Yeah. I'm just gonna take another one so I have more things to purge. I don't really need to be doing this, but that's okay. Let's get rid of this, and let's get rid of the Celestial Storm, because I never use it. And the other things are, like, slightly more useful for me at the moment. Don't really need Merchant Trinkets. Could do something with you. Like, give you dualism so that your conduit is better, or just give you 5 more conduit. I don't really care about that plan, though. I guess we're going here anyways, just to see what the alcove is. Sure, fine, enjoy. Okay. Sure. Done. Why not? Why not? And then Vampiric Kale shouldn't be that big an issue for us. I don't know if we can handle setting up bottom floor. I think we can, since we're on Covenant 1 and things are not that difficult. You, though, I'm a little reticent to play out because Kale will pop you in a single hit. And so unless we draw the right thing to start, that could have gone poorly. And, like, we did end up getting the Horrifies. Like, we could have done that, but oh well, it's fine. We're in good shape regardless. Getting the Eclipse Chamber turn 1 was one of the things we wanted. Yeah, so we're gonna get the Phase Blessing almost guaranteed. Okay, I'm willing to try. Yeah, okay. So long as we got the Phase Blessing, we were fine. Because she can heal for more than enough to keep herself alive. Like, it hurts, but whatever. It's enough to keep her alive, that's all that matters. And we may as well daze you, there's no downside to doing so. Okay, let's daze you. Okay. Why is that shooting twice? Is it some weird interaction with the Eclipse Chamber? Because, like, that's clearly wrong, and I could imagine maybe it's because it's seeing both the... So, because, like, this normally does, you know, damage on the floor. And then with Full Moon, it deals damage to all floors instead. So I can imagine maybe it's coded so that it does one effect or the other effect. And the fact that I'm doing it during Full Moon with the Eclipse Chamber active has it seeing that it's getting both the normal, or like the single floor version and the all floors version, which is definitely not how it's written and feels very incorrect. But that's the only rationale I can see for why it would be working. Second shot is the advertised value and the first is less. Yeah, that is also true. Weird. Very strange. I don't know why that's happening. But I feel like it's gotta be because of the Eclipse Chamber. Like, it's working in our favor. It doesn't, like, really matter. Because, you know, we do enough damage regardless. But I don't know why that is doing what it's doing. And it's just very strange to me. I thought I was misseeing it at first. Yeah, again, if I were not on stream, I would pause to report this for a bug, but we're not gonna worry about that right now. But it is just very bizarre. Okay. 20 damage difference. Yeah, I don't know why it's happening. Okay, so I don't have the Ember to play these. I might still take Silver Ink just in the hopes that I can get it down to 1 cost. Yeah, we'll take it. We are going to take Capacity, though. And we are going to get rid of... I wish I could see the map right here. We're gonna get rid of this. And we're gonna get rid of one of these. I just wanted to confirm that Merchant of Arms was here, but I was pretty confident that it was. Okay, so I don't really think either of these matters a ton. I think we're gonna go Mystic Hammer too, though, but we're in pretty solid shape regardless. And just to double check my capacity requirements in Ember and all that. So we have 6 deployment Ember, 7 capacity. So, if I use Hall of Mirrors, that brings me down to 5 capacity. And so if I do, like, the Nightingale, then I'd get 2 capacity used. I'd still have enough to play Ardoon, which would bring us to 6 capacity. And then if I play the Eclipse Chamber, that will bring me back to 7 total, and I'll still have space to play the Lunar Priestess. Which I think is what we're doing. And then energy-wise, that's 1, 2 for the Curse, 3, 4, which should be fine. Yeah, I definitely miscounted. I don't know how I did that. I didn't count the Hall of Mirrors. That's where I went wrong. Because, yeah, it's 1, 2 for the Scourge, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And that's exactly what I got. It all works out. Everything's fine. Here we go. I don't know if it's actually worth it to roll here. I'm going to do this just because I can. And legitimately, it's pretty decent for me. And since I have holdover spells, like, it's not going to really mess with my deck having more cards added to it. Because the only things I really care about are the things that are guaranteed to be in my hand each turn. I guess we're going to reroll just because I'm curious. Yeah, like, Lunar Cycle Staff could do some okay work for us, but it does not matter to our needs. Enemies getting Reanimate, bit of a problem, mostly not an issue. Okay, so that happens, and then we do that, that, and we still have capacity to play you. Okay, we're just not going to let you do your Scourge. I don't really need a Phase Blessing yet. Honestly, I should probably wait so that I can get to the Heavenfall faster. But there we go. And yeah, the Silver Ink still is worthless for me at the moment, but whatever. Yeah, we're pretty strong now. none of this, like, super matters. We're just gonna do a whole lot of incanting and gain a little bit of conduit. I mean, it's not like a tiny bit of conduit, it's just not an insane amount of conduit. If we had, like, Ethereal Sealy right now, the thing that gives extra conduit whenever you're gaining conduit, like, that would be a whole different story. I mean, doesn't really matter what we daze. I guess I should have dazed him just because it would have been more armor on my team, but, like, again, who really cares? Yeah, you may notice that we're just chilling with 200 armor on basically everyone. Why do you have less armor than the others? Oh, it's because of the silent units. That's why. I didn't notice that this Ardoon had 100 for a moment. I knew that the front one had more because of the Phase Blessing. But I always forget about the silent bonus because it mostly doesn't matter. But that's why. I just thought that she was the only one with 100, and so it stood out rather than it being that they're the only ones getting double. Yep. Heavenfall doing real good work for me. Also making the reanimate that the enemies are getting pretty worthless. Because, sure, they survive the first hit, but then they just get hit on subsequent floors and die anyways. Also, I still don't know why it's hitting multiple times. I mean, I should test, and I can. So, let's try this. So, we're going to turn down the speed for a moment. And so doing it this way is hitting multiple times. And so if I do this in New Moon... Yeah, so I'm pretty confident it's the room card doing it. Which is what I thought, but it seems like that's just what's happening. Because it really just must be that the way it's coded is... It doesn't actually change the targeting of the spell. But it just does a different effect altogether. And so having it in Eclipse Chamber is having it do both versions of it. Secret lore, there are 2 moons. Yeah, we need to turn the speed back up. There we go. Alright, well, I get a Scourge card. No one loves Scourge cards, whatever. But yeah, because this is the front non-boss unit, they're the one that gets the reanimate, so they end up giving me Scourge cards the entire way up the train. Dante loves Scourge cards? No, he doesn't. He likes Blight cards. Not Scourges. Anyways, doesn't matter that we gave them a tiny bit of spikes. Oh no. My 560 armor will take a bit of a beating. Casting Renala to Wind Moon all over the boss. Oh my god. I mean, the room says new moon effects are always active, not that it's always treated as the new moon. Yes, my point being is that Heavenfall doesn't say that it has a new moon effect. What it says is that it changes the targeting. And so it is bizarre that what is actually happening is that it is shooting 2 different versions of Heavenfall rather than... Yeah, so... Anyways, but again, I'm confident that's why it's happening. It's just bizarre. Okay, so this is the last ring of mandatory purges. I don't think I super care. I think I maybe just let it get rid of It's Alive and the combustion suit. Although the combustion suit's kind of cute. But I think that's what we're doing. I'm not taking tidal turning. We don't need it, and it's expensive. Moonrise could be okay, but we'll just skip. And again, Organ Harvester's good. Yada yada. Who cares? Okay, so let's get rid of that. And so I could get rid of the combustion suit. Could also get rid of the Horrify. Could also just get rid of the Moon Ritual. But I think we're just getting rid of this. Like, it's doing okay work for me, but doesn't really matter. And it just slows down my draws slightly. We want to go here just to see if we can make the Silver Ink playable. Why not? I've got tons of money. We're not mixing anymore. We're not unstabling. We don't apply spell weakness. That has always felt like a weird artifact in the clan. Because, yeah, spell weakness is good for Luna, but there's like one single card that applies spell weakness. I think there is just straight up a single card that does. So it feels weird for the clan to have an artifact that applies to one card. Obviously, you can get spell weakness outside of the clan, but I believe that's only Stygian who can apply that. And so, like, yeah, it's better if you're playing Stygian with Luna, but it still feels weird for this to be an artifact in the clan. Yeah, I already did reroll. Okay, so let's I don't necessarily want this to be intrinsic, but this would be the way that I get it down to costing 1. Because other than that, I'd have to roll Remove Consume and -2. And honestly, I don't really care about it being Remove Consume. I just want it to cost 1 so I can make my Heavenfall attuned. Well, I guess we'll Daze 2 on that. I did kind of want Remove Consume for the small gift box, but whatever. You know what? I will get rid of this Horrify. And I'm going to get rid of a Moon Ritual. There we go. I could make my deck even smaller. Does not matter. And I think we'll be okay, even against the tyranny of Savagery Seraph. So. I think we're okay to set up bottom floor. At least we're going to try it. Okay. Unsurprisingly, this works out pretty okay. Because we do that, these now are better than ever. And then we just keep building up our incredible power. And then we explode every enemy who ever dared to stand against us. I would Horrify the boss to daze him for 2 turns, but that's not happening. Also, these guys get even more armor thanks to the Silent Sigil, because every time it becomes New Moon, they get 10 armor, so they're already getting a boatload of armor, just in general, and then it's doubled because they're silent units, and then they're also getting an extra 10 every time the Moon phase changes. I could even do it more with the Shadowcast, but it doesn't actually matter. I'll do it just for the kicks, but yeah. Anyways, this is a pretty easily sorted thing. Also, I appreciate that the Savage Shackles doesn't cause us any grief. As long as we're not trying to play units, it doesn't do anything. And with most decks, including this one, I play out basically all of my units just in deployment. As opposed to the other like Titan Scourges, which are kind of annoying all the time. But they're still worth it. They're definitely a worthy trade-off. Anyways, we generate way more armor than we need, especially since the Phase Blessing is also attuned. Not that we're generating, like, an insane amount of conduit, but... Okay, then we just explode them. I still don't know why the other one is doing the wrong amount of damage, mind you. Even if I know why it's firing twice, it is weird that I don't know why one of them does more damage than the other. Don't mind Front Ardoon with his 1,000 armor. Anyways, we'll just blow them up for a whole lot of damage. Have you just got no actual card deck at the stage? I mean, basically, I could have made it even smaller, but, like, yeah, essentially. Because so I have a 13 card deck, but during deployment, I play out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And so I actually only have 8 cards in the deck for the most part. But then this one's also consumed, so it goes down to 7. It does go up a bit because I play out the 2 small gift boxes, which are both consumed cards that make 3 other cards. But yeah, my deck is very small. 2 of the cards have holdover, and yeah, that's basically my deck. Anyways, it was pretty easy, pretty fun, pretty simple run. We were able to make things very consistent. If we hadn't hit the Phase Blessing and or hadn't hit Hierophant, it would have been more problematic, but even then we would have had ways to do it. But it definitely worked out the ways that I had hoped. And we now have Rock and Roll Heaven if we want to equip it. Which is not my favorite, but I do kind of feel obligated to equip it. Just because I haven't used any of the different rooms yet. I feel like I should at least equip the Bone Shaker room since it's Monster Train 1, and you know what? Let's put on the Bone Shaker for a little bit. I really want them to do more rooms and things just because I think they're cool, but there's so few of them in the game so far, and honestly I don't really like the Hall of Experiment. And Rock and Roll Heaven is cute, but it's a bit much. So I just want them to add more. But for the moment, we'll do this one. Also, I need to update the title, as it is now 10 of 21 complete. So, we finished that branch. This one seems awful. Anchored seems pretty okay. Yeah, this is the champion starts with Sap and Heartless, extra dead weight, and friendly units get Heartless. Specifically, Heartless being just that they can't be healed, not that they die in one hit. I keep thinking it's fragile, but it's not. It's just Heartless. So, which is okay. It does mean that the defense of Luna is a lot lower, because you can't use Phase Blessing or Tidal Turning to overheal armor things, unless it works in some weird way, but it shouldn't work that way. Anyways, I think we're just gonna do Anchored now and do them in order, and probably do that one next, and then I'll suck it up and play Organized Chaos after. So, Anchored. More upgrade slots. Start with upgrades. Upgrades are a double-edged sword. So, Zoom Enhance. All cards have one additional upgrade slot. Upgraded drafts. Cards in reward packs and unit banners come with a random upgrade. And Cursed Treasure. Units get -5 attack for each upgrade on their card. So, we'll see how it goes. The -5 attack is actually fairly relevant. Just because we are in the clan combo that does not have much actual attack buffing. Because most of Pyreborn's, like, damage scaling is in the form of, like, adding Pyrogel to things. But if a unit doesn't have any attack, even if they would do damage by proccing the Pyrogel, they don't attack. So, them going to negative attack is a problem for that. And then Luna, likewise, has no attack buffs in Clan. So that's an issue. That said, I would say right now, starting with Magma Cultist and Flicker, very pleasing to see. Fun, Sal's favorite challenge of them all. I mean, the one that I'm least looking forward to is Organized Chaos. Like, not being able to control where my units are and not being able to control spell targeting, like, that's going to be miserable. But we'll play it. Yes, I was talking about that one. Gotcha. I thought you were talking about this one, where it's Capricious Reflection. Though I don't mind the Capricious Reflection as much when it's not actually taking up one of my upgrade slots. Like, that's why I dislike Capricious Reflection so much. It also is just better in this game because there are more, like, good upgrades to pull, and you're usually running more cards / more units, and so having, like, one unit be a little suboptimal is less an issue than in Monster Train 1. Also, again, with the pool being larger, you are very unlikely to get the Burnout 1 upgrade. I actually don't know if you still can get it from Malkus, because I haven't seen it, but I think that's just chance. I think it's still available, because you can definitely get the, like, Hellhorn Rage one and the Awoken Spikes one and all that jazz. So I just assume you can get the other. Well, would have loved to have gotten Cinder Salve on the Entropy one, but so be it. Do we care about healing from spells? Probably. Yeah, I mean, it's probably good to have. It's no guarantee that we're going to actually get it, but fine. Hold up, Heartless units. This is not the Heartless challenge. I did have that in mind. We're not doing that one yet. Yeah, good call out. Thanks for trying to save me, but we're actually okay. Okay, so do we want... Okay, I heard Heartless and was going, oh no! Yeah, no, I appreciate it, but we're fine right now. Anyways, what do I actually want here? Lady Avarice is okay. Like, it's overall a fairly strong path. And I don't know that I care about Guild Mother. I don't know that I care about Guild Mother. It's probably my least favorite of her paths. Though, like, the Horde would be vaguely useful. We're just gonna do Lady Avarice for now. We'll see how it goes. Okay, well, top floor it is. So, you're there, and stewards will chill out doing their thing. Okay, so I could flicker to kill all these guys, or I can hold on to the hope that I draw a Bloated Wealth next turn and get a bunch of gold. And I think we're going to hold on to that hope. I'm gonna do the maximal greed, and we're gonna let you die, rather than let you kill an additional one of these guys. Well, fuck me, because now the choice is between doing that or this. So, it is better to do this, because I get 50 gold for killing that as opposed to 20 gold for killing these. For some reason, didn't take that into account at all. Oh well. Yeah, I made bad choices. I still got 5 gold for the cultist bopping the guy, but it was definitely not the best plan I could have enacted. Yeah, whatever. I should have used the flicker elsewhere, but that's fine. Oops, I didn't mean to give conduit to the guy. He's probably gonna die, but whatever. Unfortunately, you don't have higher gel on you yet, so the things don't do anything. Alright, well, my greed did get to me, and we're gonna take some damage, but in the meantime, we'll gain a little bit of extra gold. And he hurts my pyre a bit. It's fine. We got HP to burn. It's okay. It was not a great starting fight, but it's an acceptable starting fight. Okay, do I want holdover Golden Touch? I guess I probably do. I could also get a holdover Bloody Moon, which is interesting. Don't think I want Gravity. Do I want Bloody Moon? What I really want is I want to hold over for the flickers. Specifically, hold over Spell Chain Flicker. But I'm gonna skip. The Bloody Moon would actually be pretty okay, but so be it. Yeah, we're gonna go here first because we get another Merchant of Steel after. Okay, good start. Okay, I want to do that. Although, nope, not what I wanted. We'll do that, I guess. That's fine. And then Pyre-Blooded. Huh. Definitely not what I was planning on, but it does sort of solve issues. Yeah? I mean, the Endless is a fucking waste on it, but that's not the worst. I guess we'll take Pyre-Blooded. Like, I've got issues to solve, but so be it. The problem is if I put both of these next to Gilda, then I don't have capacity to play out the Whelps. And I don't love that. Because I want to use the Whelps to gain gold. Alright, whatever. We'll try it like this for now. I did forget that you have Titan Skin, but that's fine. Okay. Yeah, like, Gilda will take more damage this way, which isn't ideal, but fine. Also, I forgot that I did want to play this Steward up top to block for the Pyre-Blooded. And so that was a bit of a mistake. But we can at least do this, and that, and also just kill you. Okay. Didn't apply a whole lot of Pyre Gel to you, which is maybe a concern. Because I'm definitely not making great use of the Pyre-Blooded. Oh well. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to do this slightly differently. Because what I meant to do was this and that. Oh yeah, I do just have enough capacity for you up here as well. Which I guess I'll do that. I always forget that Pyre-Blooded is a 1 capacity unit. I mean, yeah, this is the problem. Okay, is that enough? This is what, like 226 that he survives at? And so 8 damage around, we're doing 48 back to him. Yeah, we survive. It's just real bad. I forgot that he has Endless. I actually should have set him up on a lower floor because then I could have had him follow the boss up. I know I just called the Endless worthless, but it actually would have been okay for us. I might want the lava armor. The problem is, like, I have a very bad deck for incanting. I'm gonna skip, even though the lava armor would be vaguely appealing. We definitely want Phase Blessing. 100%, absolutely, that's the thing we want. We're absolutely gonna loot this. Yes. Hellfire Bellows is quite good. The other things are quite good too, but Hellfire Bellows is exactly what we want. I mean, healing is appealing, but we're going here because there's a lot this can do for me. I mean, Greed Dragon could be okay, but we're not going to worry about it. I kind of want the large stone. I'm not going to take the large stone. Do that. I guess I'm going to do that. I have a fair bit of gold, so let's put the gold to use, I guess. Okay, fine. Oh, fuck me. I meant to put dualism on him, and I totally spaced out. Well, that was a mistake. Because that was the whole point of going here. But, whatever. Whatever. And I have gunk in my eye, and I cannot get it out. Like, we'll still be okay, but I definitely fucked that. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm annoyed that I didn't put dualism on, because that was the whole point, because that would have made me a lot stronger, but it's okay, we'll make do. Do I care about this? I'm not, like, wild about that, but it's probably worth doing. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just go ahead and do that. Okay. Fine, I'll get the Coven Spike. I'm not wild about it, but we'll do it. And then we're gonna get rid of a Spear Steward, because my deck has problems as is. So, here we are. I don't remember how much attack you have on turn 1. Oh, and I don't have enough Ember to play other things. Well, here we are. Okay. That's fine. We'll let you bully a Meddler. And we'll even give you a backup Meddler for the future. Alright. So you've only gained 4 attack, but that's good enough for the moment. Okay. We should be in largely good shape. I'm not making as good use of the Avarice as one might desire, but overall, we're gonna be okay. And, like, even using it occasionally, the Avarice 5 is quite a lot still. Since it applies to every enemy hit with the, Whelp explosions. Okay, that's fine. We'll sacrifice the Meddler. I could protect him, but we're not going to worry about it. And now the Pyre-Blooded is starting to get to a reasonable state. Okay, she's gonna die, whatever. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about that Coven Spike, I guess. It doesn't do anything for us here, so... so that would leave you at 35, so I'd have to be doing 35 between these if I wanted to get the kill. So we're not going to worry about that. We'll just play you out to block because we can. And we'll just do some damage there. That's good enough. So you have 6 Pyre Gel, or we can wait till next turn and activate his ability with Archaon's Pyre Gel. And so we'll do that instead. Because Archaon has a lot more Pyre Gel. And we did not protect the Shield Steward because we're going to kill the Shield Steward. Alright, so we do some damage. He's got a bunch of Pyre Gel. Now we convert that into attack power. And it's all going to plan. The Luna Cycle Staff is cute. Not really useful for us, though. If we wanted to invest in, like, a meddler-shaped life, we could make that a lot better, but we're just not going to. Silver Ink is kind of cute. And we could do a holdover Heavenfall again. I'm not going to do that, though. But the Silver Ink is a maybe. Yeah, I'll take that. We are going to probably skip on these, though I could maybe put the Miser to decent work. And we are going to take Ember. We're going to loot this for sure. I guess I'll take this out of greed. And I guess we're taking that. Okay. So. What I really want is to dupe things. And unfortunately, I don't get to dupe, like, ever. Yeah, I guess to dupe only at the end, which is really unfortunate, because I would like to dupe way more than that. But that's what we got, I guess. So, that's what we got. Anyway, Spell Chain is definitely appealing. 100% we want that. I guess we're gonna do magic power on this. Just make it easier to kill things. And we are gonna permafrost the Silver Ink. And we'll do that. And then I can't afford that unless there is a banner to eat. Or I could actually use the Scrivener. I like the idea of Scrivener. Unfortunately, I really wish that its ability could just not hit starter spells. Anyways, we're going to skip it, so I'm going to greed and do this just for the sake of it. So now this has minimum +3 to casting. I might do Bloat Matron here just so it's easier to play out the Whelps. So they're not taking any of my Ember each turn. Though with the extra Ember that I took, I don't think that matters. I'm still gonna do it. That's fine. Technically, it also gives off more Pyrogel now. But overall, I think we're pretty okay. Okay, and then you get a blocker, friend, and that one just goes there to die. Because now you guys can absorb all of the pain. Yeah, so you guys aren't dying unless I do that. Because you have no base attack power anymore. Alright, Meddler gets to block a little bit. Yeah, you know what, for the sake of it, so Gilda doesn't have to take a bunch of corruption, we'll mitigate that problem. And I'll do this, I guess. So there's not really any reason to hold off on doing that. Okay. Well, Gilda gets some corruption now. Oh, actually, I was curious if it would work that way. But in a weird twist of things, even though we had already sacrificed him, the Whelp was the one who got the corruption. Because it looks like it completed the full action first before removing it from the field. Very strange that it allows you to do that. But apparently it does. So, fair enough. Anyways, he's getting a little bit of corruption. Whatever. It is what it is. He's got Titanite because I didn't give him dualism on accident. So, you know, he'll manage. That's the same as Avarice triggering before it dies. So, that makes more sense to me, though, because the Avarice is part of the unit at the time that you activate that. So it just becomes a... It becomes a part of the damage that the thing is dealing. So, like, that's not too weird to me. But it's still having a physical body there on the field to absorb the corruption, despite sacrificing to activate the ability. That's weird to me. There, we'll just do that. I guess we'll put you out there. So that's not enough to get a kill. So we'll do that and curse Gilda a little bit more. And 12 is enough for you, I guess. Well. Oh. Well. I meant to do this differently, but I guess we'll still do it this way anyways. And just use this when we've got the Phase Blessing in hand now. Someday we'll get the Phase Blessing in hand again. Okay. So, we do that. We've definitely won this fight. I think if MTG, where sacrifice is a cost you pay for a spell or ability, you lose the body, but here it seems the ability and all effects need to resolve before the unit is considered killed. Yes, that is exactly what I think of too, where like in Magic, the unit would be in the graveyard before the effect is resolving. And so it is very strange to me that it is allowed to act like that. Okay, we're gonna do it this way and we're gonna greed a little bit. I did that in slightly the wrong order, but it should still be okay, because now this gets a hit for hundreds of damage, and so even though my attack isn't very high, and so he would sap me to oblivion fairly quickly. Which is why we were still losing that, because even with 300 armor, it doesn't matter if I can't actually deal any damage to him. But, got to a point where it didn't matter. Do I want the Soul Smelter? Kind of. Doesn't, like, super matter. I don't know. Pyroborn Brain Spike also is kind of cute, but we'll take the Soul Smelter, I guess. Planetarium's a maybe. I'm just gonna take the Moonrise. That's okay. Okay, so what is the difference between 8 and 10? Not enough for me to care about saving it. I don't have a way to damage my own units. Kind of. That's not entirely true. I could use the Golden Touch. Not what I want to do, but maybe worth doing. Nonetheless, I think we're just doing this. We'll happily take a Tuned Whetstone. Cleansing Water also good, but Tuned Whetstone is what I want. because it makes that immediately usable. Now, kind of want to go here, because we could look for something to combine with the Soul Smelter, like a Mind Cage would be good. And it doesn't matter how much it ends up costing, because the Attuned Whetstone brings it down to 0 cost. So that's pretty good. The other reason that I kind of want to go to the Merchant of Arms is because we could look for Hell Furnace, which increases the amount of Pyre Gel that we generate, and that would also be quite good. The other options, we go here looking for, like, more holdover for the Phase Blessing, or for the Flicker, or for Spell Chain, again, for the Phase Blessing, or the Flicker. Maybe even remove Consume for the Moonrise is pretty decent. It's not, like, amazing, but it's got Spell Chain, and that's, you know, what we care about. I just really wish that I could dupe, because what I really want to do is I want to dupe my units repeatedly. That's, like, all I want to do right now. Duping the spells would also be good, but, like, if I could have a second Magma Cultist and a second Pyre Blooded, like, dramatically stronger than what we're currently doing. I guess we're going here. I don't know. I do like that. Celestial Sails is also not bad. Yeah, kind of. If I didn't have the Moon Rituals, it would be a lot more appealing, because then the chances that it drew something like the Phase Blessing would be a lot higher. Either way, it doesn't matter. We're taking this, which now I have 9 Deployment Ember, which is nice. I was looking to take more Ember at the next upgrade so that I could play out more of these guys in deployment. Don't need to worry about that now. Even if I have 2 of each of them, that's only 8 of my 9 Deployment Ember. Okay. The problem is I'm no longer going to be visiting a Merchant of Arms. So I'm never going to, like, fuse them. I'm okay with skipping this. Mind Cage is good. It's not at all necessary to me, though. Remove Consume, fine. I don't, like, super care about it, but I'll take it anyways. Could have also done the -2 and remove Consume, but there's nothing to do that on, so... I will intrinsic this, because that is useful for me. We'll just get rid of you. It's vaguely fine for him to be in the deck, but that's alright. And the intrinsic Phase Blessing isn't, like, perfect for me, but it's fine enough. Okay, let's see with that. We do this. And I guess put you there as well. Okay, well, we're gonna do this now. It doesn't hit the Golden Touch, but that's not too big an issue. I'm gonna play that out, I guess, and then we get a whole bunch of Conduit, and we get a whole bunch of armor. Although, actually... well, it's fine. I had meant to not protect the Shield Steward, in case I wanted to kill him with the Golden Touch, but it is whatever. Okay, I am depriving myself of souls a little bit by letting things die on Gilda's floor, but it's fine. I want the gold from the Avarice, so that's the price we pay. Probably shouldn't have hit them, but I got carried away. I don't really need to do that, but I can. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Gilda mostly exists right now just to get me Avarice while we've got Whelps. And we played out our Whelps, so if she dies, it's not that big a deal anymore. I don't actually need to play out all those. Yeah, we'll get sapped a little bit, but it's okay. Because we make up for it. And also, I'm going to tell you right now, my 300-some damage Flicker with Spell Chain is, it's kind of good enough. Yeah, I'm not going to hit nearly... Alright. You know what? We'll do it. Because he comes back, he's got Endless. We talked about this before. Oh, he had all my Conduit. Whoops. I did forget about that. It doesn't end up mattering a ton, because I can still do this. Also, if I wanted to be cute, I could be killing him every turn and then replaying him, and his ability would be off cooldown. Which is the thing I should be doing. It just didn't even occur to me as an option. Oh, he doesn't have the Soul Smelter now. I'm sorry, we're gonna redo this battle, because I just totally spaced out on all those things. Doesn't tons matter. It just bothers me to have just gotten the Soul Smelter and then wasted it. Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna put it on him this time, just to be safe. But yeah, a whole bunch of mistakes right at the end. Like, I just let my greed get to me 100%. Very much incorrect right at the end. Yeah, can't really justify it. It happened, though. But here we are. Greed got you into a jank situation, as expected. I mean, you're not wrong. We all know how I be. Oh, I have not been using her ability. Well, it's fine. We'll do it like this. Alright. I suppose I probably could have played out the Meddler behind for a little bit of extra gold. But I didn't. we'll do that just for the sake of it. It does mean I have to devote 2 Ember to replaying him on the next turn, but like, who cares? Okay. Look at us go. Being slightly better in the ways that we are. I mean, again, like, realistically, we don't need to be doing these. I still could have won anyways, but... Something overconfident, something slow and insidious killer. Yeah, you're not wrong. Anyways, we'll just kill him. Except I forgot that I do actually need you to have attack. But, there we go. I was pretty sure it would work eventually. Alright, let's watch this long turn play out. So we just have to wait till my sap disappears, and then we have to beat him to death very slowly as we wait for all his Titan skin to wear off, basically. So we can start actually doing damage. Alright, we got there. I mean, Dragon's Breath is a cool card. Rip Wayne June. Yeah, it is very sad. I'll take this. I don't need it, but I'll take it. I'll take it, I guess. And then we'll loot this. I thought I was going to end up with more than this, but I guess I didn't. That's fine. Yeah, we'll just take that. Does not matter, but none of these really matter. We'll just skip those. Where am I getting the sap from? From the sap in camped enemies. And because I get minus attack from the mutator based on how many upgrades I have on my card. So just my base attack is very low. But anyways. Like, his base attack is below 0. The only reason he had any attack at all was because I had the Soul Smelter on him. Is Firestone Housing even doing anything for me? I would assume it is. I thought for a moment it wasn't showing any upgrade slots, but I forget it just doesn't show upgrade slots on here at all. So, because it's not like Monster in 1. Regardless, I guess we're going here. Although I could just also go to the Merchant of Steel next. That's fine. We're doing this anyways. Let's go. Okay. Have some multi-strike. Not what I was looking for. I could do more conduit. I'm not going to. We're going to leave a slot open for dualism, hopefully. I don't really need to do this, but I could. So then when I dupe it, I get extra Soul Smelter. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just do this. It also means that if I want to pick up another equipment, I can with the Tuned Whetstone, but it just doesn't really affect us. Just not really important. Okay. That's good enough for now. And then let's fight Kayle, the mighty and powerful. Well, not what I was going to do, but we will just go ahead and do that, I guess. Oh, it is grafted. Totally forgot. It doesn't, like, totally help me, because it's just severed and it's going to come back without it, but that's fine. Like, I'm not going to get another Soul Smelter, is what I'm trying to say. But whatever. It's fine. Here we are. Okay. I'm not playing, like, particularly well. That's fine. Here we are. Alright, well, good enough. Gilda's gonna die, whatever, so be it. Oh, I figured it would end us back with the graft again, but I guess not. Yeah, that's just not how graft works. It is a little counterintuitive, because I would have expected that too, normally, but that's just how graft is. I imagine it's a balance thing, more than anything else. Just because they don't want you getting a ton of equipment. Since, like, the equip triggers that are in the game are fairly strong. So, like, even with limited access to equipment, currently, you can still do a lot of things with them. Learning so many things this run? Well, glad to be helpful. If you have questions, by the way, always feel free to ask. Alright, I think we get the most by doing that now. To kill you, doesn't really matter because the Flicker is going to murder them as well. Don't care that the Shield Steward dies. I am being greedy with holding on to the Silver Ink. But that's okay, because we were waiting for this moment. Like, yeah, we don't have the other Flicker in hand, but who cares? Okay, so now this heals for 220 times 2, and we just explode all of them. And then every enemy just kind of explodes. We do a whole lot of damage. We don't even, like, really need the Pyre Blooded. It's cute. It's mostly there just for Relentless, but even then, we don't particularly need it. Okay, so. Have some Pyre Gel, my dudes. Yeah, that's good enough. He's getting a fair bit of power since we have a bunch of Pyre Gel on Kayle. But yeah, overall, Not terribly important to our needs. And then he's dead. And we gain 1 extra horde from the Soul Smelter. Like, it's not really important. We're generating enough horde thanks to the Golden Touch, since we're being diligent about it. Spell Chain Heavenfall is weird. Superheated is pretty good. We're going to take Hell Furnace, though. And then we're going to take Draw, because I don't need the others. We'll take the Shell, even though it barely matters. I will take Medallion of Superiority. It's kind of cute, because my dudes have a bunch of upgrades each. And we'll take Emote Tome, because Emote Tome is real good. Now, give me Dualism! Yeah! It's not insane, but it does take us from Pyrogel 2 per cast to Pyrogel 3, which is strong. I mean, none of this really matters to me. Let's do Bloat Matron 2. Yeah, I'm just not going to bother with upgrading those things. The question is just, do we want to make Magma Cultist 2 or Pyre Blooded 2? And I think at the moment we want Magma Cultist 2. Pyre Blooded 2 would get us another Soul Smelter, though. You know what? Fine. We'll just do that. It doesn't really matter. We have won this either way at this point. But this makes us less reliant on getting certain things. Okay. The problem is, like, we have both terrifying amalgams in this fight, and we have these, which is not ideal. Because, like, their Spell Shield will block the ability if I try to use the ability. I could knock off another Spell Shield with a Dragon's Breath. Doesn't really help me. We're just going to take some damage here. That's fine. Whatever. I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to heal him to save him. And by heal, I mean give him some armor. But is that enough? Because we can give another 30. Unless I use the Silver Ink, which I would prefer not to do. Which I don't know that that's enough, because I bring you up to 55. And yeah, currently it's too much. Because they're doing 60. So, what we're going to do is we're going to use Dragon's Breath here. Oh, I forgot that I have Emote Tome. Okay, that does change things. Because instead what it means is I can do this. And then explode and kill all those. It has not solved my problems. Also, I did this in the wrong order, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. We still get the kill. So, now we still need to kill these guys, but if we get the Flicker, like, we'll be able to do that, and there's a very good chance that we get a Flicker, so I wasn't too worried about that. Because now you don't have any spell shields, and now you just give a bunch of gold. And now we generated way more Pyrogel than we were generating. Since now every incant is Pyrogel 6, because it's 3 from him and 3 from this, which is so much better. Oh, I didn't really mean to copy that, but whatever, fine. Yeah, that's fine. Slightly wrong order, but we still get there. Okay. Yeah, I could have copied the Golden Touch, but I think with double Soul Smelter, it's not going to matter. Like, I'm still going to reach what I need to get max Horde from this fight. If only I had the Conduit spike this turn, that would have been a lot more impressive having 8 energy, but that's okay. Also, would have been nice if their ability was off cooldown, so I could have done that. Oh. Yeah, whatever. We'll do this, even though it's a bit of a waste. Okay, look at us go. Oh no, we're dying to a Thane. Whatever shall we do? Oh, I can't play the Dragon's Breath now. Who cares? We'll just give a casual 380 armor to the squad. And then empower them each by 90. And then just blow up enemies for about 900. And then let them get to work. We're pretty good. It's a shame we didn't have the other Horde increasing, but doesn't matter. So I could get another Soul Smelter because I still have the Attuned Whetstone. It doesn't matter, but I'm gonna skip it just in case we see another. Like, I could take Lunacycle Staff instead, but I don't know. Doesn't matter. It would be free to play, so I technically should do it, but so I could do Pyroborn's Insignia because the Graft units do come in counting as equipped, and so I would get extra conduit by taking that. I would normally take Flaming Talons, but I'm just going to set up on bottom floor, so we're not going to worry about that. I'll take it anyways, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we're absolutely taking Wing Steel. Especially since we aren't at even the Covenant level where we get Vengeful Shards. So there's no possibility of us even drawing into something bad for us. Ancient Power Tap doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. But I might take it anyways. Fine. Yeah, we're gonna Spell Chain this. I do kind of want to Spell Chain the Dragon's Breath, but we're not going to. Let's do that. I'll tell you right now that none of this matters. None of this matters. And then we're making Magma Cultist number 2. So now we gain an obscene amount of Pyrogel. Why not? We'll buy those. Enjoy. Enjoy. Again, none of this matters. If I really cared about score, I would just be holding on to all this gold. Also, probably should have gotten rid of more of the Shield Stewards. but I didn't. Okay, so and there's that. You get to chill there. You'll go there. Honestly, I should probably not be playing one of these two so I can guarantee that Savagery gets to my bottom floor sooner. I was gonna say, it's a shame that I have no use for all of this Ember, but turns out I actually do. Okay. I didn't use the silver ink, which is fine. And then those guys each get a ton of power, and we just very easily beat this guy to death. Okay. Now. And then we draw a card, which is the other Flicker, which is a thing I was hoping to get. I forgot that was my first spell this turn. Oh well, that's okay. Oh, I did this slightly wrong. Yeah, we're gonna do this ever so slightly differently. Good morning, what challenge am I doing? I am doing Anchored, where we get extra upgrade slots, and we have Capricious Reflection, so things start with an upgrade slot, randomly chosen, and then units get -5 attack for each upgrade on their card. So, that's what we're doing. Okay, so... we're doing it this way, so that I can refresh their upgrades. Although now I can't do the silver ink, so I guess that is the trade-off. Oh, that's why. I was pretty sure I had more Ember. But that's because I forgot about that I hadn't triggered the versatile Ember Staff yet. That's fine. We're doing that. And so now, each of these guys is going to get another huge burst of power. And then we're going to explode all these chumps. And we get the turn to kill Seraph. As we'd already done 2,000 damage, and now these guys will just beat him down for another 1,500 each. And there we go. We only got 2 Horde. Doesn't matter. Wouldn't have a chance to cash it in. It feels so weird not fighting the Titans by doing all these challenges, by the way. But here we are. Alright, that was not a short run, but it was a fun one. And thus, we've done 11 of 21. We're getting there. Okay, I think we're doing Entropic Agony next. I'm not going to enjoy playing with Entropy Pyre and all the dead weight. It just, like, we really are encouraged to be drafting as many cards as possible because it's just going to be miserable how many blights are in the deck. But, so be it. Fine. Fine. Yeah, I really don't look forward to Organized Chaos. But, we're getting there. So, here we are. So, as a reminder, Pyre of Entropy is we add a Vengeful Shard to our deck after each battle, and we draw 1 extra card for every 2 blights in our deck, so we are naturally hitting 10 draw pretty easily. This challenge is only bad effects. Yeah, pretty much. We'll discuss that in a moment. But we're hitting 10 draw pretty easily. It's just that so much of our deck is going to be garbage cards. Moral Mistress I like, though I don't know that I care here. Green Recruit and Bloody Moon are questionable. I mean, they're fine, whatever. So, champion enters with Sap 10 and Heartless. Heartless being that they can't be healed, doesn't mean that they die in one hit, but so our champion has no attack basically, which is fine. Lion's Mane isn't about having high attack power. That part, not an issue. The Heartless mostly is in regards to Luna not being able to use their overhealing spells, Phase Blessing and Tidal Turning. Technically, Inoki can also give regen, and also Loam Coat can give regen. So it is vaguely relevant to Underlegion, but not the biggest thing. And then we just start with a bunch of dead weights, great, and then the rest of our units are also Heartless. Luna Overheal gives shields, right? So wouldn't that still work? So it gives armor for the amount overhealed, but unless it is interacting differently than I expect, you can't heal your units at all, and so it would not count as overhealing because it would reduce the amount of healing to 0. So, it shouldn't work. Do I want Twin Minds? I kind of want Twin Minds. It kind of helps get around the big pile of despair, and it does work with Moral Mistress. How do you feel about the challenges being mostly Covenant 1 or Covenant 0? For some of the more gimmicky challenges, I think it makes sense, as it could make them very annoying otherwise, but it kind of feels like the challenging ones can be beaten without almost anything due to this. I think it works out pretty well as is. They're definitely not that challenging to me so far. Not in the way that they would be if they were at higher Covenant. As you've seen that I've beaten every single one of them on my first try so far. Which is fine. They're still fairly interesting runs, which is what I want out of the dimensional challenges / expert challenges. It does feel like... So, well, two things, I guess, is how I want to do this. One, I kind of expect that they're going to add more of these in the future, and they're probably going to do more of them that are at higher Covenants. As far as I'm aware, one of their goals was just to make the challenges more accessible to players so that you didn't have to wait until you'd beaten the full Covenant grind before doing them. And there's definitely a section of players who don't like playing at high Covenant, but do want to play things like the expert challenges, especially if they're just trying to get people used to the idea of playing with mutators. Since there's a lot of players that otherwise wouldn't go out of their way to explore the mutator system just because they wouldn't. I don't know. But so this gives like a more comfortable, tailored way to like play around with mutators and get used to them before like diving into the daily challenges or like doing your own mutator runs, yada yada yada. Anyways, all that said, I do kind of expect that they're going to add more at higher Covenant later. And then secondly, what I kind of wish was the case is that after beating them at Covenant 1 or their normal Covenant, whatever, or after beating all of them, that then they unlocked the ability to play them all at Covenant 10. That wouldn't be perfect because, again, some of them are scaled to certain Covenants with the expectation that they're aiming for a certain level of difficulty. And so I can understand why they wouldn't want you to be doing those at Covenant 10. Also, if they do enable that, then it does get a lot of players feeling like they have to complete them at Covenant 10. And kind of the point was to make players not feel like they have to be playing at Covenant 10 if they don't want to. But anyways, I do think it would be nice, or at least more meaningfully challenging for a player like me, if they also had a Covenant 10 variant that was unlocked. Yeah, I think the option of being able to play them at low covenant is a good one, and there's some fun ones despite the lack of difficulty. Yo, cat, yes. Here's the cat. She was here earlier. I'm sure she'll be here again later when she inevitably wanders off. Anyways, we're taking Twin Mines. Ancient Power Tab is obviously good, especially when we don't have to fight the Titans or just, you know, be playing a Covenant 10 in general. But we're taking Twin Mines. We'll see how much value we actually get out of it. I'm pretty confident we're taking Spore Singer. Like, Everbloom is good. Especially because it gives me kind of, like, a guaranteed, like, defensive wall. But with so much of my deck being garbage, it's really hard to guarantee that I'm going to have a consistent ability to incant. So, I think we're happier to just decay the shit out of enemies and go from there. Arc Invasion is a little bit of a concern here, but we're going to do it anyways. Okay. We're going to take the risk that she might die, but we're still going to do that. We're going to hold one Shield Steward in reserve. Okay. This is basically what we wanted to draw on this turn. So we can just blow those up. Oh, slightly wrong. What we meant to do is to hit the third one, because otherwise he would be killing the one that we had decayed. Alright, and now by having one capacity open still, we do have space for the green recruit, which is ideal. I probably should have gotten rid of this one, because that one will be around to give us Scourge cards for longer, but whatever. Yeah, we can't use the Witch Weaves to heal either, which is whatever, who cares. Like, their base healing is largely inconsequential. Like, yes, technically you can do it, but without any conduit, it's such a meaningfully small amount. Oh, and I can't put you there. Well, so be it. A little sad, but whatever. Anyways, we're just going to decay him. That's the game plan. Yeah, you heal a bit, who cares? I wish I'd gotten the Bloody Moon last turn, because I could have used it to then kill one of my dudes and then put down the green recruit in its place, which would have just been a lot more valuable for me, but ultimately, not a big deal. Well, I wasn't going to play the Spore Touch, but he's dying right there, so we may as well just play out the Shard instead. And there we go. Okay, well, I'm going to say right now we're almost certainly taking that Gooey Flask. I do want things like the Glow Up, but we're taking the Gooey Flask. Okay, and Phase Blessing is a lot less appealing. Starstruck is pretty decent, but maybe not worth it. I think we're taking it anyways. So, what do I want here? I lean towards going for the Merchant of Magic, because if I can hit Spell Chain... Well, there's a lot of things I would like to do. Anyways, we're going here. Let's see what we get. Okay, so Spell Chain is an option. I just have to decide if that's actually what I want to do. Shade Guard is good. I think we're willing to take Shade Guard, even without phase control. Yeah, I'm willing to do that, I guess. So I might want to Permafrost this. It's not really what I want to do, but it does help me win fights. That's a maybe. Because it would help me kill any boss, basically. Yeah, I also need to have an answer for the stupid silencers. I don't love this is the problem. But, fuck it, we're doing it. It's just good enough for what I'm doing, even if it is not perfect. The minus Ember, not great, but again, it's fine. You okay, cat? She was like vibrating for a moment. I think she was like coughing or struggling to swallow or something. I don't know. Whatever. Here we are. We're gonna try putting you there, see how this goes. You're going to be doing 15 to him, and you'll take 9 damage next turn, which should be exactly enough. So we'll just play you out there and get you out of my deck. Oh, you don't even go to top 4. I was thinking that you did. So, never mind. Not even as bad as it seemed. Okay, so you're going there. And that's fine. And I guess we'll play you out there. And I can kill you, it doesn't matter. I probably should have done this differently so I could have killed one of these guys before they got to attack. Overall, not a big deal. Okay, well, now for our moment of brilliance. We may as well kill you because we can. It doesn't really affect anything because we're doing this either way. Which we do a whole lot of etching, and we get to copy it with Twin Mind, so we get a permanent version of it. And we do a bunch of sap to him, and yada yada yada. But he would still die from attacking into the spikes. And because we didn't get to apply that much sap to him. But, you know, worked out well. The Loam Coat doesn't matter a ton. Infectory is pretty okay for us. It's okay enough that I'm willing to take it. Do I care about Silver Strike? Great question. Not a ton, but I should probably take it. No, I'm not gonna take it. Okay. I'm gonna go here, even though I don't have a ton of cash. Those are not the things I'd hoped to see. Those are also not the things I'd hoped to see. Spell Sanctum is vaguely interesting, but not interesting enough, I don't think. Stoic Plate Mail, honestly, this might be the time for it. Because again, like, I can win Relentless just by delaying, since we do a bunch of decay and all that. So if I can get, like, Fun Guy generated with Infectory, I can then just put the plate mail on them, get 6 extra armor, which is pretty okay. Honestly, fine. Oh, I could also do deployable on the Infectory. I guess let's do this first. Well, we can't heal. Fine. It's whatever. It's free to get an upgrade, so may as well do that. Alright, I don't know. Do I actually want Infectory deployable instead? Kind of. I think it's actually probably the right thing to do. Yeah, fine. Here we are. Oh boy, it's Pyre Hunter, everyone's favorite friend. Okay, so you're gonna get bullied a bit, so be it. Sometimes enemies just bully us. Alright, you're dead, and thus we have some troops. You're also dead, and thus our troop stacks are higher. May as well bop you because it has a vaguely reasonable cooldown. I think we're just giving you a bunch of decay and just not worrying about the vengeful shards. Fine. Oh, and I did forget that Pyre Hunter just kind of moves wherever. I could do the Starstruck, except that it's not gonna be enough. If it were full moon, I could daze him, but I cannot do that. I could play you out and then, like, sap you. But that also feels like a waste. I think we're just gonna save these for when you're actually on my floor. And we'll just take the damage, who cares? Because I make way better use of these when we can just kind of bully you. Unfortunately, I can't really use the Bloody Moon here, but that's okay. So. Let's do this slightly differently because I think I played out the permanent one, and we want to play out the ephemeral one because I don't have enough. Whoops, I did this in the wrong order because I need to play out the green recruit first to get enough space in hand for this. Okay. Alright, so that's fairly decent. Then you're dying, so we'll do this, I guess. Because yeah, now I get to keep both of these in hand for a later turn. And that's pretty good. Well, I have nowhere to play out all of my stewards. Oh well, we'll have you attack first, I guess, just because you have a Wrath ability and may as well use it. And we'll just decay on Archeon even more. May as well get the extra energy. And continue bullying him because he has not a ton of sap, but his base attack is so low that it doesn't matter. Alright, there we go. Easy. We did take a little bit of damage on the fight, which I probably could have avoided, but I just wanted to guarantee that I had enough sap and decay to take him out cleanly. Don't really need the silver ink. I don't need the Stardust Invocation. And Spike of the Legion is cool, but not really my needs either. I might take the Stardust Invocation anyways. I'll take it, I guess. It's a little weird, but that's fine. Prickly Puffball. It's kind of appealing. It's kind of not appealing as well, though. We're just gonna skip that. That's fine. We're gonna go with Ember, though I also would love to take Capacity, but too bad. Like, the multi-strike on the Shade Guard is not the worst thing, because he's just kind of independently scaling, and he's got the Wrath ability, and that could be okay. I don't think it's enough for me to care, though I probably have enough money to buy that and still do the other things I want. We're just gonna do this. Even though the Incant spawn could be useful. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. Alright, fine. I could have also done that on the Shade Guard, which probably would have been the... I don't have slots for on the Shade Guard. That's right. Right. So. I could make Moral Mistress number 2, which I kind of want to do. I can also do this, which I think is what I'm going to do. I mean, the draw -1 doesn't really matter. Not to any truly meaningful degree. Oh, and I need to get rid of more of my stewards. Gosh, you look so silly being small. Many units look very silly when they're not at their designated size. Alright, we'll just kill you to generate that. I'm not going to play the Stardust Invocation, because I don't want that to be the spell that gets copied by the Twin Minds. So we're going to wait on that. Oh, let's play you first, because we have the capacity to do that. Sure. We'll do this right now. Because I get one back anyways. And this way I just don't lose as many things. Okay, let's just weaken the enemy forces. May as well just have you bop him dead. Keeping the permafrost things in hand does cut into my 10 draw, which is a little questionable, but mostly doesn't matter. Because the whole point is that I'm just keeping the things that I need for the boss or for any given, like, difficult wave. So it doesn't tons matter if I'm drawing other things or not. Bullying the enemies into submission, truly heartless. It is what people say about me. In a vaguely serious way. People do call me heartless. I don't think it's warranted, but that's another story altogether. Alright, look, it's Kel, the worst of all times. Unfortunately, his corruption does really fuck me. But we're just gonna load him up with a whole lot of decay. I guess I didn't really need to do those last ones. But here we are. I think we're still gonna be okay. Because you are taking, you know, 150 damage a round, basically. Yeah, and we don't want to do that in Can't because we don't want to give you Corruption because we want you to last for an extra round. And whatever. Here we are. Yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. There we go. And he dies. We took a little bit of damage. It's fine. We got plenty of health. And so it goes. Grow room is fine. We don't need mulch. I will take Contagious. That I do actually quite want. Cover of Night is also good, but we're not going to worry about it. I mean, I kind of want to go here for a lot of reasons. The real challenge will be to do this without taking any pyro damage. I mean, I could. It would just be not great. Yeah, we don't get another Merchant of Magic for a long time. Because here's the deal. I do want to do the Contagious. And just, like, minus cost it, basically. Because that's pretty good. I don't know that it's, like, great for me. And I could also just make more gooey flasks and make, like, a second Moral Mistress. And I think that's pretty good. I think we're gonna go here look for Dualism. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. I do really want to do the other thing, but, like, yeah, there's the Dualism. Great. Love it. Absolutely fabulous. Who cares? Okay. Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. And you. And then Moral Mistress number 2. Again, I need a better answer to the silencers later, kind of. But we'll see what we get. I was hoping that I would have gotten, like, Inferno Room at the Merchant of Arms that we went to, but we didn't. I just want those out of my hand. Okay, good enough. Yeah, they had 121 sap in a single turn. Not bad. I really need more of my cards to not cost a ton, because it is a problem. Okay. So this is the Ephemeral one. I just had to make sure, because the Ephemeral was not lit up in green. Alright, look at us go. Don't really need to use the Witch Weave. Yeah, we generate a lot of decay real quickly. It doesn't matter that these are all consume cards. We have enough of them that it's not a big problem. Okay. Well, sadly, not the right turn. Slash, I need to minus cost these things anyways. But, here we go! Enjoy being Witch Weaved. Oh no, we get sapped. However shall we deal with such a fate? Yeah, like, he's already long since dead. Because he's already taken 429 damage a turn or whatever. And it only goes up as the Lion's Mane gets to add more every round. It's a lot. We don't need these, so we're not going to worry about it. We're not going to take those. We're still going to go here, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so how much deployment ember do I have? I have 6. Yeah, I mean, we're going to make that deployable because eventually that's going to matter for me. Because we're probably just taking more deployment or more ember at this thing. We don't need capacity. And we don't need draw, so, you know, it is what it is. So currently we have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we'll go up to 8 after this, and that should be fine, because, like, we can still play the Shield Steward in the Inferno room. It does not matter if he survives or not. If I really wanted to, I could make another Moral Mistress as well, but I could then just get rid of the Shield Steward at that point. Maybe I just want to get rid of the Shield Steward now, though. I'm just going to get rid of a Spore Touch and I guess a Shield Steward. Okay. And then I don't really need anything else here. I honestly don't know what I would want to see, so we're not going to reroll. This should be okay. Okay, we'll do this. The Infectory is going to do a lot less work for us since enemies are going to be dying before they have a chance. We'll just play that and get rid of these, and you can take a small bit of damage, because why not? Not that, like, we super need the Shade Guard, but he's here, so we'll use them, I guess. Alright, well, here we are. Unfortunately, the spell chain doesn't trigger the etch, but that's still fine for us overall. Well, maybe it is triggering it. Either way, doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, it totally is triggering. I don't know why I thought that it wasn't for a moment. I mean, I could do this. I could do the Vengeful Shard to not take damage, or I can do the Contagious, which is a lot more exciting. Whatever. I'll do that just for the sake of it. And you can have more, even though I'm not playing out the other copy. Okay, you're almost dead here. And now you are actual dead here. Look at us go. Ta-da! This deck is working out pretty nicely. Turns out, Sap is good. Ooh, I could take the Mitosis Cap. Why no turn 1 kill? Because we don't always get to do that. Oh, man. So I could do this. So, like, I could do that and make another Moral Mistress, or I could just dupe it normally to make another Moral Mistress, which is also plenty okay. I got a lot of gooey flasks. Fine, whatever. We'll do it. So, we're going here. Pretty confident I don't need whatever's here. No, not really. Yeah, we'll just do Spore Stinger 3. And then we're going to make another gooey flask, I guess. I don't really need to. I just like making sure that I draw them early and always have access to them, which is why we put permafrost on them. Would have also been nice to have just minus cost them, but I did not do that. And overall, it's worked out quite well for us. Just always having access to them when I want them is quite nice. So be it. Rax will Rax, and we'll kill his Silencer's bottom floor because we have to. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then once we have another Moral Mistress that will exactly use up our Deployment Ember. Okay, we're gonna do this because I would like to not have my dudes attacking into this repeatedly. I mean, doesn't really matter. And yes, I know I'm only drawing like half the cards they should be, but that's not a big deal. It's like, all I really need to win is Gooey Flasks. So just having Gooey Flasks to hold for the times that matter is essentially all I need. Well, I do take a little bit of damage from that one Vengeful Shard because I drew them all at the same time, which is not ideal, but okay. And we'll just go Ember positive there. And thus, we're pretty prepared for Rax. I mean, like, he is somewhat of a concern, but we're just going to give you a little bit of sap now. And then give you more sap in a moment. Yeah, you do actually have quite a high level of attack. Well, I end up taking a little bit of damage from you. Oh, I don't get this unless we keep you alive. Totally spaced on that. Well, we'll see if we can keep you alive, I guess. But had I remembered that, I would have done this differently. Yeah, I was pretty confident. Whatever, fine, we leave it. It's not a big deal. I take 1 extra damage this way, or a little bit of extra damage. I don't get my extra Moral Mistress. I can just make one myself, but it was a mistake on my part, and the Mitosis Cap ended up being worthless. But that's okay. Pandemic would also be cute, but we're just not going to worry about that. Okay, well, mistakes were made. It's okay. Yeah, getting the Twin Mines right at the beginning has certainly done some work for us. Okay, do I want to spell chain something? I kind of want to do the Contagious, but I think what I really want is I want for that to cost 0. Yeah, okay. Done. That's fine. I don't even really need to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways, just so that it can't be copied by the Twin Mines. Doesn't really matter. We're going to make it Contagious. Just because it is easier for me to play, and also I don't have to worry about playing it. I mean, realistically, I care about essentially nothing here. Should probably have taken the magic power. Not really important. Because our deck is very thick and very powerful. And we're killing everything. Oh, I forgot to make the Moral Mistress. Whoops. I knew there was something I was forgetting. That's fine. I was running on autopilot. Forgot to make another Moral Mistress. A little weaker than I should be, but that's okay. Whatever. Well, sadly, I don't have anything to propagate on him yet, and so using these is worthless. Which I suppose I could have just set up top floor and done that myself. Whatever. It is what it is. Okay, we're gonna do that so I can get extra Ember. So then, we can get to work. Some of this goes to waste, I do take some damage, whatever. But he's basically ruined already. He's basically ruined. I am so mad that I didn't make another Moral Mistress, though. That was just an oversight on my part, for sure. But it's not going to matter a ton. We're just a little weaker than we should be. But he's already taking thousands of damage every turn. And he has so much sap that he can't really do anything to us. Yeah, unfortunately you can't attack either because you also have too much sap to be relevant. But okay. Alright, look at them go. A whole bunch of decay. I could give them more decay, but we'll just play these out and preserve a little bit of health just for the sake of it. And then he dies with 2,000 damage worth of decay. And there we are. Not a terribly difficult fight. I mean, it definitely would have been a lot worse if we hadn't gotten Inferno Room, because then I would have had to have some way to better deal with the silencers. I could have looked for, like, holdover on the Bloody Moon. I'm starting to get crackling audio again, which I thought I had solved this issue, and it drives me crazy if it's back. Oh my god. I just really don't want to deal with this problem again. And I think there's no crackling coming across on the stream, right? Well, that bothers me tremendously. There is... Okay, because last time this was happening, it seemed like it wasn't coming through on the stream. Okay, we're gonna try closing the game for a moment and see if that helps. I don't think it will. But I can't tell why this is happening in the first place. Which makes it just maddening to figure out. Yeah, no, that's happening. Okay. Bear with me for a moment. I'll be back in a second while I try to futz around with something. Alright. I hate to do it, but I can't tell how to fix my problem. Also, my webcam is now having issues, so that's fun. But anyways, we're gonna stop early because... Oh, there it is. Nope, that's still not working properly. Fine, whatever. I'll fix that in a moment. Anyways, we're gonna stop early tonight so I can troubleshoot. Yeah, no crackling on your end, but I think it's just gonna get worse, so... I'm going to see if I can solve this. This is the problem that I was dealing with for weeks before, and I thought I had it solved, and it's apparently not. So now I'm going to go mad for another couple weeks trying to fix this, I guess. So I don't know why this is happening, and that kills me. Anyways, we're stopping there for the night. It's much earlier than I had planned. Whatever, we'll see if I can get this resolved by tomorrow, and presumably I'll be back tomorrow like normal. Anyways, disappointing end to the night, but have a nice night, everyone. I will see you tomorrow.